G'day, it's Coach Pete from Ascension. This Whiteboard Wednesday, we're going to discuss the training principle of variance. Now, variance is, in my opinion, the most commonly misunderstood or misapplied training principle. Before we get into what variance is and how we should apply it, I want to first discuss what it actually is not. Now, a few things variance is not. Firstly, it is not random. Secondly, variance is not muscle confusion. It is not the opposite of specificity, and it definitely is not changing your program every 4 to 6 weeks. What variance actually is specific, it's progressive, and it's planned in nature. Why do we apply variance to our program? Firstly, motor learning. Secondly, adaptation. Two other benefits of variance is it reduces monotony as well as reducing burnout. Variance and specificity are not mutually exclusive. We can actually apply both in unison together, and we should apply both together in a planned and intelligent way. What is variance? It's having a degree of variety in our actual training. And that means variety from session to session, week to week, month to month. This can be applied a few different ways. We can change the training load throughout a training program. That is a manipulation of both volume and intensity. It's a really simple and really useful application of variance. We don't hit the same sets, the same reps, and the same weight or same intensity every single session. We don't have a degree of variation to elicit a positive adaptation. We can also look at how we manage and utilize rest effectively. And that can be a manipulation of the amount of rest we have in between sets, in between exercises, in between sessions. But also on the bigger scale, how often we have lighter training or deloads throughout a training cycle. Another way we can apply variance is in acquiring a new skill. Training and developing all the physical qualities required for a specific lift or skill. We won't start off just training someone how to jerk and then load it like a normal lift. We might vary the actual exercises we use to get someone better at jerking. This might start off with some behind the neck pressing, behind the neck push pressing, then moving on to pressing and push pressing, perhaps behind the neck jerks before doing actual behind the neck power jerks. And then we can do more technical varieties of jerks, such as split jerks and squat jerks. We should be careful in the amount of variance we apply in all programs, especially though with beginners or people new to a specific sport. Take for instance Sam, she's just started training with Ascension recently. Now her program is going to have significantly less variance currently than a lot of other people have been training specifically for a sport or specific goals. She's relatively new to training, she's still developing her skills and her physical qualities. We don't want to overstress her system by having too complex training, and we keep it relatively simple. As her fitness in different areas develops, we'll start looking at how we can apply variance in different ways to continue to elicit positive adaptations in it. Now, variance should be planned and progressive, and this can simply be how we phase and align our training outcomes. Take for example Phoebe, who competed in powerlifting. One of her programs from last year had a strong emphasis on developing work capacity. After she developed sufficient work capacity, we then changed her training to be more focused on strength developments. We're still utilising the same lifts, but the amount of rests, the intensity, and the rest between sessions changed significantly. Once strength had been developed in the 60 to 80% range, we then looked to peak and taper for a competition, dropping the volume significantly, increasing the intensity, and then rehearsing. We're really training her nervous system to tolerate heavy training loads, reducing fatigue as we talked about earlier, but trying to prepare her for a competition. If we didn't apply the training principle of variance, we'd just look at doing heavy training all the time with her and expect that to work. And we know that's not the case. It should be specific, progressive, and planned in nature. Now, the biggest takeaway when it comes to variance is don't apply variance for the sake of applying variance. That is, variety for variety's sake is pointless. A program should be directed, planned, progressive, and specific to what your goals are. A degree of variance can be very useful, however it should be limited, especially in the beginning. Thanks for watching this Whiteboard Wednesday. We have a new video coming out every Wednesday. It's also available as a podcast on iTunes, Google Play and Anchor.